First of all, Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a great start to that new year. But week 17 was some shit, y'all. It was crazy. Uh interesting week. We talk about week 17. I'm gonna preview week 18 on Wednesday, but we talk about week 17. And we know how we do. We talk about other stuff after. But let's get it. Wow. What a week. What a week. This is crazy. I mean, we got everything from our boys barely pulling it out against the Lions. We'll definitely touch on that. I know people want me to touch on that one. Uh, the Eagles, the Eagles. It was a crazy week, y'all. It was a crazy week. First of all, we gonna talk about let's get the elephant out of the room. Let's talk about Saturday and the interesting calls that happened. All right. If anybody doesn't know, the Cowboys won 2019 against the Lions. It was a very controversial uh, call near the end of the game by the refs that obviously helped change the result, I guess you could say. And obviously everybody's all up in arms about it. Oh, the refs are on the Cowboys side. The NFL is fixed. And to a point, I'm not gonna lie, there are times when it feels very fixed, I guess. Even as a sports fan, I know that. I'm not stupid. But I feel like in this situation, there were so many blunders from a lot of people. Obviously the refs, uh maybe I kind of get what the Lions were trying to do was to try to deceive us and not say who was the eligible receiver out of those linemen. Um and I get that and it makes sense. But I just don't like how people are sitting here saying that the Lions got cheated and yada yada when literally a few plays before there was a tripping call called on our tight end when it wasn't even our tight end that tried to trip and it was a Detroit player, but it got called on the Cowboys. I believe that's what's happened. That's what I had seen. I was kind of watching the game. I was kind of having on a. I was watching it, but then I kind of started, kind of doing my thing. But that there was I was told that there was a call that they called on our tight end, I believe, Hendershot, for tripping, but it looked at the replay. It was clearly a Lions player. That backed us up 15 yards. We had to go for the field goal, and then we went up 20-13 at the time. But even after that, don't even worry about that. That's whatever. And yes, I do feel like it's kind of on the refs to like confirm who's the eligible receiver. Um, but the Lions had two more shots after that. Like I don't I hate when people like as y'all just do this because it's the Cowboys. I will say the refs haven't been great this year. We know this. They haven't been great for a few years actually. Um, but the next play, the Cowboys picked off the ball. I think it was Parsons, got called for offsides. So they had another chance, and then they didn't get it. Like I get it. Obviously, it's the hype. It's the we won, and then all of a sudden, it's like the shift change. And I will say that um, that it definitely makes a difference. Don't get me wrong. I do respect that, and I get that. But like they had other chances. They could have literally after that play messed up, could have went for the field goal, took it to overtime, and we go to overtime and see what happens. But the thing I do like about the Lions coach is that he doesn't mind taking risks. I'll give him that. I love that about him. And I think that's what's propelled the Lions into like a really good, an actual good team. Like we know the Lions have been like the laughing stock for years. In the last like what, maybe 5 years, whenever. Like, when they got golf and everything started to come together and all that stuff. Um, and I think it definitely made a difference. But to say that, like, completely just, it was a lot of things. And a lot of things I have to talk about my Cowboys on too. I don't understand when we have the lead, we have the ball. with under 2 minutes, why are we passing? We did that in a game not too long ago. I think it was against the Seahawks, I believe. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, why are we passing? They had, I think, two timeouts, I think, going into, they had like maybe one or two timeouts going in under the 2 minute warning. Why are we passing the ball? Why are we passing that? That's all I was worried about. And that's what pisses me off. And McCarthy has a history of doing this in his coaching career. Why are we not at least starting the clock to get it running? Maybe go for a pass to try to get in the field goal range. I forgot how far we were out of field goal range after the pick. We picked off Goff, and then it was like around like 2 minutes left. And then, it's like the normal thing is to run the ball. Why are we doing three passes? Three. We can't run the ball once. I think we did run the ball. Am I tripping? I feel like I'm tripping here. I swear I don't remember us running a ball through any of those plays. And it's like, even if we ran it through it for two plays, it's like, why are we passing? That's the stuff that always buries us. A lot of times it's not even the other team. It's ourselves. And that's the stuff that pisses me off the most about the Cowboys in the history of the last 20 to 25 years. We kick ourselves in the foot. It's a lot of times it's not even the other team. It's us. It's our coaching. It's play calling. I still don't understand the fact that we got rid of Kellen Moore. I don't like that. He's McCarthy said he wanted to do more of a. I think he said he wanted to do more of a run game, and it's like I feel like our run game hasn't been great all season. If you want to be honest, I feel like our and there's no offense to Pollard. Obviously, our line's been a little bit banged up. But still, like I'm just I don't get it. But we did get the win, and we ended the season perfect at home. And I'm sitting there like, okay, it was a win, whatever. And I'm going into Sunday, and I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter. Philly's probably gonna stomp on the Cardinals. It was beautiful. I took a little nap. It was beautiful to wake up and see that the Cardinals won. I'm sorry. I just find we still have a chance for the division. We win the division, which is nice to control our own destiny. We play Washington for the last week, which we should win that game. But man, Philly, bro, what's going on up in Philly? I know they had a lot of injuries, but they just don't look right the last 4 to 5 weeks. And this is all jokes aside. I know I'm saying this. I'm laughing as a rival of the Eagles, but they just don't look right, and it's a little off putting because they were looking like if not if the best team in the league, they could have been definitely there. Obviously, for me right now, the best team in the league, I think anybody could say it was the 49ers for a while, but it's Baltimore, and it's to me it's not close, and that's no offense to the 49ers, but they don't look great either. And now with this McCaffrey injury, they did win yesterday. They officially locked up the one seed in the NFC. But McCaffrey's a little banged up right now. He'll have a couple weeks to kind of rest. If I'm San Fran, I don't play McCaffrey this week. I don't play him at all. I give him the couple weeks to rest. That it's like a strained calf or something. And I think the best thing I've heard for that is rest. So if I'm the Niners, I don't play McCaffrey these last 2 weeks. This last week, and then they have the bye week. I don't play him at all. Let him practice, do whatever. But I do not play him in games because all it takes is a something tweaking something, makes it worse, whatever. But yeah, we talk about these other games. The Bills came through. They looks like I believe I did see on TV that if they win, they're in next week. That's gonna be they for week 18. They usually leave the games open and then they'll pick a game to be the late game, and they picked the Bills Dolphins for next week. And if the Bills win, they get in. They win a division, they get in. Also, let's talk about the Dolphins real quick. They're kind of disappointed a little bit too, and it was like they definitely had a chance to make some noise, and they got the Ravens. They stopped them boys. Lamar is playing out of his mind. That offense is playing out of their mind. That defense. The Ravens overall, they're the best team in the league right now. They've officially clinched up the AFC. So the AFC playoffs are going to go through Baltimore. Um, those are the two things that we know, and there's a couple things that we know, but those are two main things that San Fran's got the NFC, the Baltimore's got AFC. Them two me in the Super Bowl wouldn't surprise me, and I think the game would be closer than it was when they played each other. What was that last week? Oh, Christmas. That was Christmas. Yeah, it was last week. Um, but the Ravens doing their thing, but the Dolphins, man, they're looking a little shaky coming down the wire. Um, I believe Waddle got an injury. There's a couple injuries. They have a couple injuries on their team. Chubb got hurt yesterday for them. Um, which hopefully it's not nothing crazy serious. But yeah, the Dolphins look a little shaky going down the wire. This is the time of year we're gonna see some things. We're gonna see some things. What else happened? I want to see anything of it. Oh, the Saints. Saints coming through with the Bucks. That's a huge win for the Saints. I believe the Saints play Atlanta for the last week. It's probably I think it's gonna be for the division title. I'm gonna get all that stuff together, all the scenarios and all that stuff, and we gonna do that. We gonna talk about that and all that stuff Wednesday. But yeah, the Saints coming with a huge win against Tampa Bay, 23-13. That was a great win for them. Jaguars shutting out Carolina with no Trevor Lawrence. But yeah, 26-0. Yeah, the Panthers. Yeah. We got Broncos coming through 16-9. That's a good win. Good win for the Broncos. I believe that keeps their playoff hopes alive. Chiefs beating the Bengals. I believe the Chiefs locked up a playoff spot, I believe, with that win yesterday. Which doesn't surprise me. We knew they'd probably get in. They're just not the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? They're not the Chiefs of old. They clinched a division, actually. They clinched a division, which isn't surprising. The Broncos actually eliminated themselves yesterday, so they're gone. We got, let's see, who else? Was any other games of importance? The Packers beat the Vikings. The Packers control their own destiny. I believe they win next week. They're in. Seattle losing was kind of huge. The Steelers win their game. They keep their hopes alive for the playoffs. Who else? You got Texans. The Texans coming through. Stroud came back. It was nice to see him back. I don't know if did he play last week. I can't even remember. But they're keeping their playoff hopes alive. They are the 8th seed right now. Who else? Anything else of importance? I think that's pretty much all the games of importance. Colts won. They beat the Raiders. I believe that officially eliminated the Raiders. Probably. Let's see. Yeah. They officially got eliminated. Colts are at a 7th seed right now. But yeah, the Bears. That was a huge win. 37-17 over the Falcons. Now, the Falcons is another team. I believe next week, if they don't win, they're not in. The only way they can get in is if they win their division. We'll talk about those games. Like I said, we'll talk about all the scenarios during next week. But yeah, man, this was an interesting week. This was a real interesting week. That Philly loss, that shocked me. I will say, like, we lost to Arizona early in the season. I think Philly definitely got the better Arizona team this week. Obviously, with Kyler in there, Connor did his thing. Connor was balling out there. Jason Connor has always been a solid back, so that doesn't surprise me how well he played. But man, this is it's gonna be shaping up to be a crazy week 18. It's gonna be crazy week 18. We still have a lot of questions. The NFC South is still under grabs. Hey, check the NFC East is still under grabs. Some seeding, obviously. We're gonna get all that stuff. I believe there's some Saturday games next week. There's a couple Saturday games, so we'll know what who's gonna be where. Obviously, by the time the week's over. But yeah, there's a lot of teams. The Bears, Giants, Commanders, Cardinals, and Panthers are officially eliminated. Well, a lot of those teams were already eliminated. And then pretty much there's only Baltimore's locked up the 1 seed. We got Miami, Kansas City, Jacksonville. Obviously, the South is going to be between Jacksonville, the Colts, Texans. The Bills. I heard they got some crazy scenario. If they don't win, they won't get in. Like even they'll be like 10-7 if they lose. So they have to win next week. The Steelers still have a chance. They're 9-7. It's gonna be a crazy week 18. I like that the NFL does this. That they like kind of leave it open and then just see what happens. They schedule the games of any of importance and all that stuff like that. So yeah, man, I definitely, it was just a very, very, very interesting week in the NFL. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Like for the NFL, take a little break, talk about something else. You know how we get down. So if that's more the portion of the show that you came for, just stay tuned. We're gonna obviously talk about some New Year stuff. I kind of touched on it in the last podcast, but we're gonna talk about a little bit maybe some stuff for the new year, and you know we talk about some other things. But stay tuned. I'll be back. Welcome back. I did go and check the call that happened. I was talking about the clipping or the tripping penalty that got called on Hendershot. It definitely got called. Pollard Pollard tried to run and pretty much got tripped, or thought that Hendershot tried to trip somebody, but it ended up being a Lions player. They confirmed that, but they called it on us. That pushed us back 15 yards, changed the whole game. Whatever. We get the if we get the penalty, we're inside the 10, and we're not even having this whole conversation about that 2 point conversion. That's a whole another story. I don't care. We won the game. The game's over. Can't do nothing about it. The refs do need to get better, though. I will say that refs have been so bad lately, for sure. But I do want to kind of. I know I kind of talked about all my New Year's goals last stream stream so much I forget. Last podcast I was talking about my New Year's like goals and things that I have planned for the new year. I pretty much spent the new year with friends. I was just kind of hanging out. We were just hanging out in Discord. I was kind of feeling a little Saturday night was a rough night mentally. Had a panic attack, wasn't really feeling the best. Didn't really sleep. Um, but I got good friends that's they got my back when I'm not feeling my best. So they definitely helped me feel better. One in particular, they know who they are, and I appreciate all the people that I have to just kind of check on me and stuff. It's always nice. But I will say this, I'm just hoping to go into the new year um a little bit more positive. Positive thoughts is always my thoughts are always the thing that takes me down the most is my me getting in my head, and that's the one thing I definitely am trying to improve on is to not beat myself up so much, not be so hard on myself. Um, my birthday is next Monday. I will be doing an episode before I stream that day. So if you want to come by to Twitch and just at least say happy birthday, I'd highly appreciate it. Even if you do it on the socials, whatever. But yeah, man, I'm getting excited for my birthday a little. I'm trying to I'll be 35, which is still nuts to say. Um, but man, it's I'm just like I said, I just got some goals that I really want. Getting my driver's license is probably one of my number one goals. I want to get that. As far as big goals, that's my biggest goal is to get my driver's license. At least that's the one I can feel like I can easily obtain within the next 4 months for sure. I'll definitely update, keep you guys updated on that. But definitely that's one of my number ones. Obviously, getting a steady income is something I need because I really, really want to move. I've been here for 25 years, and I need somewhere new. That's another big one that that's on my mind. Continuing this podcast, I think that's the one thing too that I want to be able to do. There's been times when I'll do it later in the day or when I don't really feel like doing it, but I'll get up and do it anyway. And I think that's what I need to. I got people in my corner pushing me to to do things. So it's been nice to have that. But yeah, trying to keep this podcast going. I do plan on having a guest soon. Um, uh, but I want to have guests at some point. I'm gonna pick a day out of the 3 days that I do to kind of do a guest, especially with the NFL season kind of coming down to the wire. I'm gonna need some guests. Anybody is pretty much cool. I told all the homies that I was like I want everybody to be on there at some point. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. I'm hoping I could get some guests. I think people will want to. At least the people I know close to me. But yeah, we're gonna try to do that. Streaming is something else I want to do more of. because I do enjoy it. My thing is always just it's hard for me to get up. It's hard for me like to even just get up and shower and get a good meal in most times, most days. That's usually just my biggest struggle. So that's why I don't stream as much as I would like. Um, but yeah, like the streaming, podcast, my driver's license. Um, Obviously the weight thing is always a thing. I feel like I've always been I've recently been trying to balance what I eat. Um, I at the my biggest weight I was 460 pounds at one point. I am down to 370. That's taken a few years, which is I think it's good. I'm proud of myself. I just been trying to not like try not to eat too many sweets. Keep my health in order is also obviously a big goal. Like I said, my diabetes is my blood sugar has been under control for the most part, at least since I've been out of the hospital this past summer. Um, so I think like obviously health. I think that's something everybody kind of picks for like a goal is to keep their health intact or to get a grip on their health if it's bad or good or whatever. Um, but yeah, like I said, the driver's license, keeping content going, getting a steady income, getting out of here. Um, and I want to like actually try to improve my stream and stuff, have some more fun. Uh, like I said, I do enjoy streaming, and um, it's been the thing I will say in the last 4 to 5 years that I've enjoyed the most in my life. Um, but I just want to keep it going. I want to keep it going. You never know, opportunities may arise. um, and with this podcast, I really want to keep this going. This is something I really, really want to keep going because I've always wanted to do a podcast. Um, and I just kind of was being scary while I had people in my telling me to just do it. It was kind of the same thing with when I kind of started streaming, and uh, I was kind of nervous about having like being on camera and all that stuff like that. And people were telling me just do it. Like you're cool. You play games really well or whatever. I don't think I play it that well, but I just think I know what I'm doing. Let's just say that in most games I play, at least know what I'm doing. Um, and I have my moments. Don't get me wrong. Your girl has her moments. I be doing my thing in the Apex and Overwatch and all that stuff. Um, but for the most part, yeah, I just I just got a lot of goals, and I'm hoping to at least get some of them done within the first 6 months of the year. I believe the driver's license, keeping this show going, is so like I said, it's gonna be something big. And I remember I was kind of debating whether to call this the Big Sports Show or the Big Mama Steph Show because I wanted this show to be more than just sports. Um, as much as I love sports, it's probably one of the things I love the most as far as hobbies in this world. Um, I've been a big sports fan since I was a kid. I played sports video games. I wanted to play in the WNBA. I still watch it, um, and stuff. So I'm a big New York Liberty fan. But and UConn basketball as well. It's weird to see us with 3 losses. By the way, I'm just throwing that out there. It's so weird to see them with 3 losses this early in the year. But hey, times has changed. I do like the. I will say I know I said no more sports talk, but it's me. Um, I do like to see that the women's game has definitely stepped up as far as talent all across the board. As a fan of basketball, I love to see that. I love to see that. By the way, um, but yeah, like sports, video games has always been a big passion. Me and my cousin, he got me into video games. My cousin Rick, um, I love him like a brother, and he got me into video games. I've been playing ever since. And then like music has always been a thing too. That's always been a passion as far as either listening. And at one point, I made a couple songs back in the day with my fam. So you probably will never hear those, but I enjoy music as a whole. I listen to a little bit of everything, and but yeah, like those are things that have kind of kept me sane through the years. Family, friends. I got a lot of good friends and stuff. I can't complain. That's what I'm saying. I could at least I could say, as much as I am tired of being where I'm at as far as living situation, as much as I'm tired of just always feeling good than feeling bad, which has been happening a lot recently. Um, I will say that I do have a lot of people in my corner, and a lot of people I dearly, dearly care for more than they know, and I try to keep those people close. And I just wish the best for all my people. If my people's happy, my family, my friends, they're all happy, man. They're all in at least a good headspace. Like, things aren't gonna be perfect. We all gonna have ups and downs. It's life. Um, but if my people could get in a good headspace, it'd be nice, and I'll be happy to see everybody else around me happy. I got a feeling. I got a good feeling about this year. I know people usually kind of come in a year and say the same thing, but I don't know. Something about this year, I feel very optimistic in a good way. So, um, that's probably gonna be it. But like I said, I always say this, man. I love y'all. I love everybody that's listening, everybody that's been following. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna keep this thing going. I will see y'all Wednesday. I'm probably gonna preview the games Wednesday or Friday. We're gonna preview the games, for sure. One of those 2 days. Because I just thought about it. I usually do Wednesday because there's usually a Thursday game, but this week there's no Thursday game. There's just Saturday and Sunday games. So I might end up just doing it on Friday, just to kind of have it fresh in my mind and everything. Once we get all the scenarios and stuff, I kind of do want to probably wait till Friday for all that. um NBA season, it's still like it's in the middle. It's not in the middle, it's getting close to the middle. Definitely gonna be doing more NBA around here. Definitely when, obviously when a tourney comes around, college basketball, I love watching the NCAA tourney. It's always just a good time to kind of sit back and watch. um and both of the UConn teams usually do pretty decent. Like, we at least get to like some Elite Eights and Final Fours and stuff. So it's nice. It's always nice around that time of year. It's always like really nice, and that's usually the time too when baseball is starting to ramp up, at least preseason and training camps and all this stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Spring training. That's what it's called. I knew it was called something I could remember off the top of my head. And I'm a huge Yankees fan, so. But yeah, man. I hope everybody had a wonderful, wonderful New Year's and safe New Year's Eve. I wish everyone the best going into 2024. I hope you get everything that you wish for, everything that you work for, and um, I do hope everybody has a great year. But follow me everywhere. Y'all know the rules. Big Mama Stuff everywhere. Twitter, uh, Twitch, Instagram. My TikTok is Big Mama Stuff _. Come follow me there. We're gonna be posting more clips on there for sure. I'm definitely gonna be starting doing more TikTok stuff. Um, but yeah, man, that's pretty much gonna be me. I gotta find a better way to kind of. I feel like I don't know if I would have found some kind of. I guess I have a structured way of kind of ending these, but I don't know. I kind of like freestyling. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I love you guys. I hope everybody has a amazing start to their year. Love your faces. Stay beautiful. See you in the next one. Remember to drink your water, check on a homie, and remember you're loved. Peace.